All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, it's going down this Saturday, the co-main event, Angela Hill versus Tabatha Ricci. Feel like I haven't really talked about this fight. I might have mentioned it a couple of times when y'all asked me about it in the live stream, but I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do a video on this one. We'll do this as a first and last look. Or, I'll go ahead and drop my prediction in this one as well. But yeah, man, Angela Hill is taking on Tabatha Ricci. Once again, she's stepping in here, trying to step up her game, ready to school one of these up-and-coming prospects. Shout out to Angela Hill, though, man. Like, I got to give her a lot of credit, man. Like, Angela Hill, she's come far over the past 10 years. She's had a up-and-down career. She had one stint in the UFC that didn't go too well, but she learned from it. Then she went back to Invicta, won the Invicta belt, came back to the UFC, had some ups and downs. She was the victim of some close decisions and some robberies out there. But other than that, Angela Hill, she's been sticking it out. There's been years where she's fighting like 3 or 4 times a year, so that stands for something, So when I saw her doing that, I was like, okay, Angela Hill is up to something, she's really trying to put it together, I feel like with every fight she's taken, she's definitely taken away from something. Some people think she's just going in there for a paycheck, but no, like, this has been leading up to something. Some people have this type of road, and, Angela Hill, she's had a rough road, but I think that Angela Hill is just hitting her prime now. Agree or disagree, I think Angela Hill has been kind of hitting her prime now. Because sometimes, when you get older, even at 39, like, you really start to see the big picture. You're a little bit more humble. You've been humiliated, and you start to see that, okay, this is what I need to do. If I want to get this is what I need to do. As you get older, you say, okay, look, the clock is ticking. In order for me to get better and get what I want, this is what I need to do. And I think that's kind of how Angela Hill's been fighting. She's been fighting with urgency, but as far as her training, she's really been mixing it up, working with some of these prospects out there, working with some of the girls she's beat, working with some great grapplers, like Jenna Bishop, girls like that have been getting her sharper as far as rolling on the mat. So you've been seeing it in the fights. Of course, there's still some things that need to be changed, along the way, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but with some of Angela Hill's past performances, I'm like, yo, Angela Hill's looking good. She's out here schooling girls. So when I look at it, I'm like, I was asking myself, is Angela Hill a problem in the strawweight division? And I can honestly say, yeah, like, Angela Hill is a problem. Angela Hill is a problem for some of these girls. Now, is she a threat to, like, the title or a threat to the champion? No, not yet. Maybe not, but maybe in another couple of fights, or depending on how she looks Saturday night, she'll be ready. She could be good to go. Like, if she goes in here and finishes, Tabatha Ricci flattens her or stops her, submits her, or whatever, we can definitely start talking about Angela Hill. Like, oh, okay, let's give her some bigger fights, Yeah, but I just think that, Angela Hill, like, she's really starting to see what she needs to do now. And you're starting to see it in her performances and her attitude, right? She's not all talk, not just keep joking. She's always been the type to joke around and everything, but I'm seeing a lot of work in her fights now. I'm definitely seeing that. So I think she's a problem for a lot of these girls on the come up. I mean, let's look at her resume. All these girls that should be considered the next level, right? She's beat Denise Gomes, Luana Pinheiro. She finished her. Emily Ducote, Lupe Godinez. All these girls that should have been next level, and, running through her, she schooled them. She schooled them. So she definitely has come far. They look at the resume and they sleep on her, but, oh, no, like, Angela Hill, she's had some wars in there, So, yeah, looking at her resume, she's coming far. Now she's about to step it up again against Tabatha Ricci. She still can't get a ranked fight yet. She just beat 2 people in a row, Gomes and Luana Pinheiro. Now she's going to have to do it again, I think, So Tabatha Ricci has to be prepared for that. Tabatha Ricci, in my opinion, no disrespect, but I think that Tabatha Ricci is like the least threatening of all those girls. Because, there was once upon a time I definitely felt like Tabatha Ricci was going to be a threat in the strawweight division, but I wanted to see her win the belt in LFA, and I wanted to see improvements there. But since she's come over to the UFC, minus the Manon fight, I haven't really seen anything that stood out about her. Like, she doesn't have great power. She doesn't really have, like, a great submission game yet. Like, that's just taking girls out. Like, she's not even submitting girls, like, at Dern's level, when Dern was down there. But she has decent striking, she has okay movement. But I still think there's some things I need to see from her, before I call her like this threat, or like she's gonna go here and wash Angela Hill out like that, But I've seen a little bit more in girls like Loopy, who did beat her. Um, I thought Denise Gomes had a little bit more, but she got owned. So when I look at somebody like Tabatha Ricci against Angela Hill, the question is, what does she offer? Like, what's the big threat to Angela Hill in this fight? What is that Tabatha Ricci going to do that's going to frustrate or break down Angela Hill? And honestly, I don't see it. I just don't see anything. Like, if she just happens to like outpoint her, maybe like Tisha Torres style, that's there. Or if she's strong enough in this fight to just keep Angela Hill down, or if she's able to just snap off a quick submission in the first round, that's how I see it having to be done. Like, the only way I see Ricci winning is probably by like a submission, and she's gonna have to get it early. She's gonna have to get it early. And the only other way I see is like maybe they swing the decision Ricci's way. Like, if it's really, really close, I could see them giving it to Ricci. You know how they do, right? Even though Hill would probably outclass her, it could be one of those situations like we've seen in the past. But those are the questions I had to ask. Like, what kind of threat is she to Angela Hill, and what is she going to do to break Angela Hill down? Angela Hill's just seen it all and been through it all by now. So going into this fight, I think the keys to victory for Angela Hill are pretty simple. I think that if she sticks to the range, I think her reach is like a 64 compared to Ricci, who's a 61. She's 5'3", 5'4", compared to a 5'1" Ricci. If she's able to just use her long strikes, which she's been improving, even her jab, if she's just consistently popping that jab off and just timing Ricci when Ricci steps in with her offense, her combinations, if she throws off a simple 1-2, she can just rattle those off and just keep Ricci off balance and pick her apart from the outside. Because again, Angela Hill has that herky-jerky style and, that lateral movement that could give her problems that she's never seen before. She could just stick to that. And also, Angela Hill, she has a good tie clinch. When she gets on the inside, Angela Hill's physically strong. She can land those knees to the body. She can control the head, once she locked up in that tie clinch. She could rough Tabatha Ricci up in this fight if it goes on the inside. All she has to do is, just stop the takedowns, avoid the takedowns, which I think that her takedown defense has gotten better. If she does get taken down, she knows how to scramble back up. So Angela Hill, I think she has everything covered here against somebody who hasn't really fought at a high level yet. Like Ricci hasn't really had a chance to work on her takedowns like Verna has, or like Mackenzie Dern has. Those bigger, stronger girls like that, they have good takedown game plans. Whereas Ricci, I think she's smaller, hasn't really had to fight. She hasn't fought at that level yet, where Angela Hill has, where she's won and lost. So I think Angela Hill, she just, works on her takedown defense and, make sure, it's where it's supposed to be in this fight. She could dirty box on the inside and outstrike from the outside. For Tabatha Ricci, man, I got to think. Let me see. I think it just comes down to her maybe mimicking Tisha Torres, man. Like, she's going to really have to, like, throw body kicks, throw some heavy body kicks to Angela Hill, because Angela Hill is probably not going to want to take her down right away. But then again, she probably could. But if Angela Hill wants to avoid the submission threat from Ricci, she won't take Ricci down. So Ricci's best bet, I think, is to throw some heavy body kicks in this fight, and then throw the right hand off the body kicks, and even throw combinations like Torres does, in and out, throw those in and out shots. And if Angela Hill does clinch up with her, to find that as a moment to, body lock and take her down. And when she takes her down, she's going to have to keep her down, rough her up until she finds that submission. So those are the main things I can see for Tabatha Ricci in this fight. She's going to have to make it an ugly fight, shoot for takedowns, but it's got to be smart. They've got to be smart, and she's got to do it by breaking the body down. She's going to have to slow Angela Hill down and slow her hands down and make her not want to throw those long strikes by tagging her body, So I know it's asking a lot, but those are the things that Tabatha Ricci is going to have to do. Kind of mimic Torres, with combinations, step all the way on the outside, time Angela Hill. When Angela Hill tries to throw her 1-2, boom, take her down and keep her there. I know it sounds easier said than done, right? Because, again, I haven't really seen Ricci fights at that high level yet, because she hasn't really fought anybody at a high level. I mean, it's not her fault, but still, let me see, Jessica Panay, Jillian Robertson, that was a tough fight. Maria Oliveira she beat, right? So yeah, I don't think most of these fighters match up to what Angela Hill is bringing right now. Poliana Viana, Yeah, fights like that. Yeah, even the fight she won against Tisha Torres, that was close. That was close. I think Angela Hill has improved far more by now. So yeah, if I had to pick in this one, I got to go with Angela Hill. I think Angela Hill, she's going to set the pace of the fight. Um, I think she's going to keep Tabatha Ricci off rhythm. And I believe that movement's going to be too much. There might be some surprise takedowns in there from Angela Hill too. But overall, I think Angela Hill, she could just pick her apart. I think she has enough in her arsenal to pick her apart for 3 rounds. Now, 30-27, I know that might be asking a little too much, but I think Angela Hill can win this 29-28. Yeah, I think she could do it 29-28. I don't really see her finishing Tabatha Ricci in this fight, but yeah, she could do that. Now, if it's a really, really close decision, yeah, the judges, they might definitely give it to Ricci. So, yeah, Angela Hill's going to want to have to step on the gas early and build up a lead, in my honest opinion. But, yeah, should be an interesting fight, y'all. I'm going to try to get on Saturday to call it. But let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this one. Should be a good fight. Hopefully this is Angela Hill's last prospect that she has to fight, and then she can move on to trying to test herself against some higher-ranked fighters again, So we'll see, guys. What do y'all think in the comment section? Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.